Hi Taurus, welcome to your month ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So as you can see, there is something new yet again. I'm liking to keep everybody on their toes at the moment, and ultimately I want to keep it fresh for all of us, and I'm driving towards some of the formulas that I feel like actually work, and it's nice to finally find my footing with it. A lot of people asked about this, so I'm giving it to you this month. I'm going to see how it goes. If you love it, if you love it, let me know. So this month, your full moon astrology on the 9th of March, we have a full moon in Virgo, which is already harmonious for you because it's offering a trine to your own sign, right? Trine energy is a beautiful energy. It's an energy of flow. It's an energy of ease, but it does require effort. And the problem is whenever people hear the word trine, they're like, oh yeah, that's it. Everything's just going to fall out of the sky. Nothing works on its own unless you work with it. These are always opportunities or things that are going to come up like challenges that you need to work through. They provide you with the right energy or karma that you need in order to make the changes that you would like to see. So your Taurus, for you, your full moon is taking place in your 5th house. The 5th house is all to do with creativity. It's all to do with your with children, if you have them. It's the things that you create, the things that you do for fun, the things that you do for pleasure. Sex and sensuality are found here in the 5th house as well, so consider that. So I've got my trusty notes here, so if you see me glancing, you know what I'm doing. So this could bring your attention to some kind of creative work or highlight where you would like to have more fun. Now, remember, a full moon is a culmination. It's a completion of some sort. So this could be a project or a creative work that you've already put lots of hard work and effort into, and now you start to see the rewards. Now you start to see the blessings. Now you start to see something take place of it. It could be a time where you're, right. So also worth mentioning that Venus, Lady Venus, your ruler, is in your sign, right? Not only does, whenever Venus is in our sign, whenever it's in anybody's sign, right, it naturally beautifies you. It makes you more alluring. It makes you more magnetic and attractive in some way, shape or form to other people. This is conjunct Uranus, so it's giving you this real sort of surprise blessing energy that is that could be really, really powerful for you. It could provide moments for you as well, of spontaneous fun, maybe being whisked away by a partner, maybe being invited somewhere by a friend, maybe just good news about your children or something for your children, or even a project or a creative work that you've worked on could now suddenly see some really amazing blessings. Because it is trine to this full moon, it brings it to completion. It brings it into the physical, into the tangible world. I always liken the full moon, if you imagine a woman when she's pregnant, when she reaches full term, she reaches the full moon, right? So although it's the end of the pregnancy, it's the birth of the baby. So yes, it's a completion point, but it's also a new beginning in some way. So let's have a look. It may also connect you with things or people that are very different from you, or from some sort of a really different background, because you've got this whole trine to the south node as well, which is taking place in your 9th house. So this could connect you with some more ideas or fun ways to express the things that you believe, maybe ways to explore what you believe that kind of challenge you to go outside of what your own personal norm is. You could also find that you're connecting with people, or maybe no longer connecting with people from a distance, or people that are overseas. Maybe whatever projects you've got have culminated and they end in some sort of a termination, because remember, the south node is what we're moving away from, right? It's what we no longer need to do because we've already mastered it, or it's served its purpose. So consider that. The trine between the full moon in your 5th and Mars, Jupiter and Pluto in your ninth as well, right, which is a really interesting energy, because you've got lots of this sort of trine energy here, and then you've got lots of this sort of full moon trine energy here as well. So when it's trining Mars, let's have a look. It could see you really ready to stand up for what you believe, what you're willing to stand up for, and how these either do or don't, or hold you up and support you. With the Jupiter aspect, it could really see you feeling very comforted by a friend from overseas, or someone very different from you who has a similar outlook. And with Pluto, it could see you really getting to the bottom of some long-held philosophy. There's a lot of inner progress that can happen around this time. A lot of moments of clarification of, wow, you know what, I used to believe that and I no longer do, and actually that's how that may have held me back, and actually what I do really believe, or what I'm more in line with now, what my current outlook and philosophy is, this is how you grow, this is how you expand, and it's ultimately how you attract and draw to you the things and the people that are going to now assist you in finding those next steps, which is a really beautiful energy. So the caveats are, there's a stressful aspect between your 1st and 5th house. So you'll need to be more playful, joyful, and even spontaneous could somewhat be at odds with your responsibilities or what others perceive your pleasures may be, which is an interesting one, right? Sometimes what we like or what we think we like, you know, maybe clashes with somebody else that we know, or, you know, what their ideas or beliefs are. It could see you really thinking about what you say, and it could see you feeling, you know, maybe somewhat restricted, because Uranus and Venus are also squaring off with Saturn, right? So this is an interesting one, because on one hand you might feel that you need this expansive freedom to be who you are and express your new beliefs, but on the other hand, whatever responsibilities you might have, you know, work, family, job, finances, whatever, could then also impinge on that and say, well, hang on a sec, you know, there's this that needs to be looked at as well. So you're kind of going through this balance, but the full moon itself in your 5th definitely bring in some sort of completion, some sort of culmination in when it comes to your 5th house matters, you know. So this could be really, really nice. For some of you as well, this could sort of look like maybe, you know, a restlessness on an internal level, maybe like this sense of wanting and needing more joy and not necessarily getting it in the way that you would like. So your new moon, all right, so this new moon for you is taking place in your 12th house, right? So this is, I mean, whenever you get anything in the 12th house, this is about spirituality, it's about depth. It can also be about our own self-sabotaging tendencies, where we shoot ourselves in the foot, where we like to, what's the word? Where we self-sabotage, you know, where we get in our own friggin' way. This month you could really be paying attention to that. So around the 23rd, your new moon in Aries is going to see you looking at this stuff. You know, see you delving into your own past, into the depths of your psyche. Pay attention to your dreams, because this could be a time for you to, you know, your new moon is a new beginning, a time to initiate things, a time to plant seeds. And this could see you really looking at your whole spiritual outlook. What do you believe? Why do you believe it? How does that actually work for you? Has it worked for you up until this point? And if it hasn't, how long are you going to stick with it? What are the new things that you can welcome in terms of your spirituality now that are actually going to assist you? How can you build either a daily practice or even a weekly or a monthly practice that ties you into the world? As of last year, when it came to Samhain, I actually rededicated myself to my path, and I swore that from there on in I would start to tie myself, because at one point I was really good with this sort of thing. I said to myself, I'm going to tie myself back into the seasons of the earth and the, you know, the cycles and stuff. And since then, I've, you know, it's just really been really beneficial for me. Find some way of doing that, of tying yourself back into the, you know, the rhythms or the natural rhythms of your life. You'll get a lot out of it. So yeah, this new moon, because don't forget as well, the new moon is where there is no moon, it's the dark moon, right? And when there isn't that light, and this is in your 12th house of your subconscious, the deep parts of you that you hide from the world, you know, all of the stuff that's below the surface, This can take you to some, you know, some possibly there could be some moments where it takes you down a not necessarily a dark path, but you could find that your thoughts really go into the depths of stuff. This is a good thing because you've got this new moon, new beginning, fresh start, digging up all of the dredge and the, you know, the sludge at the bottom of your subconscious to say, right, okay, we're emptying this out now, right? So remember, the moon travels the zodiac from Aries, or from the first house right round to the 12th. So the fact that you've got a new moon in the 12th means that this could be a grand culmination for you, a really big beginning in some way, which is, you know, is a beautiful energy if you use it in that way, in that respect. Not necessarily easy, but yeah, so this could be a time where you are going back to the drawing board on who you are, what you do, and how you hold yourself back. It really, right? And this new moon is at 4 degrees of Aries, so you've got the sun, you've got the moon, and then you've got at 5 degrees, and the sun and the moon are at 4 degrees, and then you've got Chiron in the mix there as well at number 5. This could see you really looking at your own past baggage, your own wounds, the things that have really deeply hurt you, the things that have hurt you in your past that you thought you'd let go of. And then this week, you know, around the time of this new moon, you could feel it coming up and saying to yourself, wow, you know what, I actually thought I dealt with that, but I hadn't. And, you know, when it comes up, just look at it and observe it. Don't judge it. Don't hold back from it. If you can do that, you know, it will really, really help you in some way, shape or form. Now, Venus, your ruler, is in the first house. She's beautifying you, but also shoring you up. She's giving you more of your own energy. Right, she's trying the 9th house, which still could really start to bring some grounded but growthful energy in for you. And the tight sun, moon and Chiron conjunction, this might see you asking questions about your past and your future, actually, yeah. And feeling the need to decide what your new directions are. You know, where is it that I feel like I might be headed from here? Where do I feel like I'm going from here? And how does that show up in my life? You know, there's a lot about you this month, Taurus, that's actually going to be changing on a really deep level. And you might be very surprised, because remember, Uranus is in the background there. He's going to be there for quite a while yet. You know, Uranus in the background there is really kind of saying, you know what, we are changing. We are going to change you, regardless of whether you want to or not. And the beauty of this is, for you guys, is now that it's been there for a good year plus, and you've had the first retrograde where it didn't leave your sign. So it's gone retrograde but stayed where it is in your sign. So you're starting to now really find your rhythm with this. And what's good about that is that you're understanding that change is going to be the nature of things from here on in. Certainly for at least another 5 years yet. This is good, right? It's good because you're starting to realize that this energy, what it requires from you, and you're doing it proactively rather than reactively. So your actions and interactions with the world at large, you've got the Temperance card. Very spiritual month for you guys, really going into the depths of who you are, discovering a lot of the meaning behind the things that you believe, behind the things that show up in your life, behind a lot of the events that have taken place in your past. You could really be examining on a really deep level your entire self. And with the Temperance card, you could be finding some, if you're willing to do the work of going inward, Taurus, this month you could find some absolute gold. You could find some true gems of wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You could really find yourself being tied into life in a very spiritual way. And because it is in your actions and your actions and interactions, this is how you're living. This is how you're choosing to live. It's like, you know what, I'm going to bring more presence, more focus to the things that I say that I want, and also to the expression of the events that I've been through. You know, sometimes walking our path isn't necessarily easy, and sometimes we have to acknowledge, okay, you know what, yes, I did go down that road. Yes, it did bring me this, this and this, but what I can take from it is all of that, and what I can leave behind is all the rest. All right, so Virgo full moon as well. You know, Virgo as a sign is all to do with that elimination process, taking what works for you and leaving what doesn't. Your money and materials. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. Gorgeous card for money and materials, because this is the determination to succeed. Whatever it is that whatever it is that comes at you this month, you are finding this need to continue, right? Continue with your spiritual practice, but also this month you could really get some privy tips on how to manifest things and how those things actually stay in your life. This is about you finding alignment with the kind of money, materials, abundance, prosperity that you want. And it's also you starting to understand on a much bigger and deeper level that those things aren't necessarily, the tangible stuff, the finances, the money, all that sort of stuff isn't necessarily what makes you prosperous. This is about you really discovering how to be self-generating of those things, but it could also see you really working on this whole idea of manifestation. What did I do to manifest this thing that I've got that's wonderful, that's shown up in my life, because there could be something this month as well. And more importantly, once that thing has shown up, this is about you examining, looking at that and saying, right, what was the process? What were the steps that I took to make that real? And now that it is real, now that I have manifested this, how can I replicate that process? Beautiful energy, really, really great when it comes to money and materials. It does look like a lot of you may very well be traveling this month. You could be planning some sort of big travel. It's really possible. It really is, because the Knight of Pentacles, aside from everything else, is a mode of transport. So it does look like you're on a journey of some sort, and maybe to have some sort of a not necessarily a pilgrimage, but certainly to check in with yourself in ways that you haven't before. So for your communications and conversations, you've got the Two of Cups. This is a gorgeous card for communications because it makes them harmonious, right? This is all about Lady Venus doing her thing. Like whenever you speak this month, people could just be like, yeah, you know what, I hear where they're coming from. Or there could be a lot of support this month. There could be a lot of collaboration. With this in close proximity to that Knight of Pentacles, this could make you really determined to get the answers that you want, which is nice, right? It gives you that energy to say, yeah, okay, so you said that that's the answer, but I'm not happy with that answer. So what can we do until I get the answer that I want, right? This makes you very persuasive. It gives you an energy of finding the right people to collaborate with. And when it comes to money and materials, this could see you really aligning with somebody or collaborating with somebody that ends up being a real blessing to you, that helps you, really get to a very, what's the word? Not necessarily a very abundant place, but to a really good, even keel, I think is the words that I'm looking for. So for your heart and half, you've got that the Wheel of Fortune, right? Look at this right next to the Two of Cups. For those of you that are single, this is a great month for you to meet somebody. The big chance and the big reason, or the biggest reason that I would say is because you're more in touch with who you are. You're more in touch and in tune with who you are, and ultimately what you're ready, willing and able to let go of. For those of you that are partnered, this is fantastic news, right? This is just plain old good news for you, good news for your partner. Could very well have a monetary slant to it. It may be a big contract, some sort of work, some sort of finances coming in, maybe a surprise collaboration for yourself or for your partner, but it is one that comes in and brings money to you in some way, shape or form. It also sees you in the right place at the right time. You couldn't really ask for much more than that, right? So your weeks of the month. This month you get the Emperor card right underneath the Temperance card. So for your first week of March, this sees you being almost very sort of determined, marshalling your inner and outer resources to say, right, this is what I want to create. And now that I understand all of my history, I'm going to make certain things happen. I'm going to go forward from here in a way that truly starts to look and feel like what it is I want my life to be and what it is that I want my life to look like from here on in. Gorgeous energy. Your High Priestess underneath the Knight of Pentacles. If you get little nudges from your intuition this week, if you get little moments where you think to yourself, oh, You know, this is the week for you to trust your intuition. You've got the High Priestess right next to the Emperor. This could be some sort, and I'm laughing because there's one person that comes to mind when I see this. If you've had some sort of a legal issue going on, this second week of March could bring a final piece to the puzzle that everybody was hoping for or waiting for. I don't know why, I just get this sense that, there's this... It's almost like this is going to be the moment where the fat lady sings. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get that moment where it's like, okay, that's how this was all going to play out. When it comes to your finances and your money and materials, this is a really good week for you to trust your intuition, trust your hunches. Knight of Pentacles, it could be about a journey that's made. It could be about a contract that's coming in. Just consider that. The High Priestess is basically saying to you, whether your intuition says yes, go for it, or no, don't. Trust it. This is the week for you to listen to your deepest gut. Your third week of the month, all right, you got the Empress. This is your card. This is the card of Lady Venus, right, who is giving you those blessings, that abundance, because she's got that Uranian energy and vibe going on there as well. This could see things really shaping up for you by surprise in ways that you didn't expect. For some of you, this could be about a connection, a collaboration, you working with somebody that maybe you thought you never would, or maybe you working with somebody that you didn't expect to, but it looks really, really nice for you. And I love it when our own cards come up for us, because it really suggests that in some way we really are truly in our power. All right, and then finally, your fourth week of the month, you've got the Tower card. Unexpected blessings, unexpected moments of synchronicity. For those of you that are partnered, if there are invites or offers of work or collaboration, go ahead, take them. Yes, it is the Tower, so you know there might be other things to do with it, or maybe there's more expected, but for the most part, this feels really, really great for me. Sudden, shocking, unexpected blessings, luck and abundance, you know, things that just come out of the blue. For those of you that don't want that experience, this could be a very fertile week for you here at the end of the month. Two of Cups, 10 of a Wheel of Fortune and the Tower card, so just be careful, you know, because this is definitely there. All right, and then for your key to the month, you have the Empress as well, right? So be true to who you are. Be ready, willing and able to do the work, to go within, to ask the difficult questions, to open up the dialogue. Stand in your own power. Don't let anything or anyone sway you from who you truly are, from what it is that you really want. Be honest with yourself about what that truly is, about what it really looks like. Because the more you are, the more you're going to get out of it. That is the best piece of advice I can give you this week. The more honest you are, especially with yourself this month, about what it is that you want, where it is that you feel like you're going, or where it is that you feel like you're heading, the more you are honest with yourself on all of those levels, the more you will get out of this month. I truly believe it's going to be a fantastic month for you guys, even if it is challenging or has moments of you really sort of delving deep into yourself. Do the work, reap the rewards. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.